welcome to the next video of the Americas 2025 preview series. We're covering LTA South's Loud, one of the best orgs over the last 3 years in CBLOL. They won 4 splits, finished seventh in 2022 spring, then would go on a run winning 4 straight splits, and then in 2024 summer, they would finish 4th place going into this season. Based on the roster they have now and the stats they put up last season, this roster would be 3rd. So keep that in mind. They've made 2 changes, swapping out Croc for Wiz. I think Croc went to military. And then support, Winsome joins the fray. Winsome technically unranked because he did not play in a Tier 1 league last season. He has played in Tier 1 before with FlyQuest and I believe Cloud9. Yeah, Cloud9. So just something to think about. Top lane, we have Robo. I've talked about Robo several times over the last couple of years. Coin flip is hell. Essentially, the Hillsong of top lane. He's either going to get a solo kill or he's going to lose lane hard, one or the other. 2.2 KDA, 59 KP, 8.3 CS per minute. That aggression results in a little bit more farm. 60 KP, which is nice, but the 2 KDA is representative of how coin flippy he can be. Gold share and damage share is evened out. Does give the team back what they give him. Has a 1.39 ROI, damage divided by gold. On average, only up 65 gold last season at 15 minutes, so not opening big leads in the laning phase in terms of gold. 2.85 vision score per ward placed, 20 champions, 69 games. Ranks 4th in his role based on this stat line going into next season. He's 26 years old. This team is old. And to be honest, last season when they did not get into Worlds and Pain Gaming did, I mentioned in the video, I'm happy that somebody besides Loud got in here because Loud had plateaued. They were not doing anything special anymore. They were just the same team every international event. And from what I understand, the way they were playing domestically was very similar, that it was just kind of, okay, this team is doing what it's been doing, and eventually that's just not going to work anymore. Like, looking at these farming numbers and things for the 3 carry roles that are left from last season, it's like, okay, these guys didn't really, they just kind of team fought their way through shit, and it's just not possible anymore. Renekton, Jackson, Gnar, 49% of his champion usage. In the jungle, we have Wiz. Wiz, I believe, is joining from Faria. Had a 3.8 KDA, 75 KP, 6.1 CS per minute, so very active on his previous team. 3 out of every 4 kills. Expect him to facilitate with this one as well, but do it at a higher level than Croc because negative 3.9 share differential and a 1.19 ROI. He deals more damage than Croc was previously, so expect a bigger threat from the jungle. 185 gold ahead, 3.74 vision efficiency, which is not great. You'd like a more efficient vision efficiency out of your jungler. 16 champions in 35 games. This stat line actually ranks 1st in LTA South going into this season based off of last year's numbers. Is 26 years old as well. Vi Lee Sin Sejuani, we're 40% of his champion usage. Mid lane, we have Tinones, one of the best Brazilian players of all time, if not the best. Very cognizant of his KDA, is 6.3. It's always very good. 69.1 KP and an 8.8 CS per minute. Facilitator, gets around the rift. I say this all the time, but he also packs a punch. He's very efficient with his gold. He does a very good job of finding ways to deal damage with what he gets. And that's important because, you know, it kind of negates the whole CS per minute thing if he still deals damage, right? Like CS per minute is indicative of, hey, this player is mechanically getting farm. He's finding opportunities to get camps and things like that. And then taking that gold and then turning it into damage, right? But if you have a player in the end that's still dealing a ton of damage without getting all that farm, now that farm can go elsewhere. It makes the team better. It's just finding ways to utilize that. And Tinones is very good at that. He had a 6.9 share differential. So, for example, if he had 22% of his team's gold all season, he dealt 28.9% of the damage. Hell, that's going from a guy that's probably going even in gold with his top laner or something to then dealing as much damage as his AD carry or being the leader in damage on his team. So that's important as well. 1.84 damage divided by gold would be, if we actually looked at it, it's more than any major region. Mid laner from last season, I believe Rookie had 1.83. 5 gold ahead, so it doesn't open up leads in the early game, but that's fine because he finds a way to deal damage. 2.71 damage divided by gold. 14 champions in 69 games. Ranked first in his role going into this season. Is 27 years old. Now his champion usage is rough. Azir, Talia, and Wei account for 65% of his champion usage last season. So one of the most, out of mid lane, one of the most centered players when it comes to their 3 most played champions. Like, he's playing these 3 a lot compared to some players where, oh, it's only 39% or it's 44%. Like, those guys are, okay, we're playing these 3 the most, but we're also playing a lot of other crap here and actually, like, offering something else to think about, where Tin Owns is pretty much playing these 3 last season. 80 carry is Root. A lot of people think Root is the best 80 carry in CB LOL and LTA South. I do not think that. Maybe when he came in, but the whole Korean import thing goes to a minor region, goes to the West, and just kind of starts dropping off. I think that's occurred. I think he's gotten complacent. Does that mean that he can't still win a team fight? Oh, he carried the team for this many weeks. I could see it, but I could also see that he is not at the level he was when he got there. 5.3 KDA, 73.5 KP, 8.3 CS per minute. I mean, that's really low farm, even for a guy that's playing Senna. And if you want to say, oh, well, if he's playing Senna, he's giving up resources and stuff, it's like, okay, well, I expect your best 80 carry to be getting more resources. The team should be giving him more resources. 4.4 share differential and a 1.7 ROI tells me he was not the carry on this team. It was Tin Owns. So, oh, Root's carrying the team. No, he's not. Tin Owns is carrying the team. Root's just getting those last hits, and you think that he's doing all the work. When really, the damage, from what it looks like, a lot of it was coming from Tin Owns. Negative 155 ROI. So, sorry, negative 155 ROI doesn't make any sense. It's gold at 15 minutes, so slightly behind. 2.67 vision efficiency, 11 champion, 69 games. This stat line ranks 4th in LTA South going into this season. He's 25 years old. Varus Kaisa Kalista, 41% of his champion pool. Support is Winsome. He's unranked, like I said, played in Academy last year in North America. Had a 2.4 KDA, 68.6 KP, so not very involved in what his team was doing. We'll see if he's going to be attached to Root's hip or if he's going to go around the rift and make things happen. Negative 7.4% share differential. And when we look at the share differential of this team, it actually is even, 11.3 in the positive, 11.3 in the negative. So in terms of carry to facilitator balance, if you will, this team is as balanced as you can get. But that also means Tin Owns is going to have to be dealing as much damage as he was, and Root's going to have to be dealing as much damage as he was. Because we can just theorize here, Robo is going even. Wiz on another team, negative 3.9%. And Winsome, negative 7.4. Very traditional in terms of his aggression and supporting style, if you will. So 0.64 ROI. 2 damage per 3 gold, roughly. Right? We have some players that have almost 1 for 1. I forget who it was. I believe it's somebody in LTA South that went 1 for 1. Ackerman went over Ackerman in Isserus Astral a couple videos ago. And he is dealing almost as much damage as he's got gold. That's a big deal. That's a big difference now. So it's a different style. One player is very aggressive and he's going to just try and win lane, win game. And the other one's like, okay, I'm more so going to play what we expect out of a support. 10 gold ahead. So looking at that, 15, 200, 265. So this team's only up about 110 gold at 15 minutes on average based on numbers from last season. 1.97 vision efficiency, 14 champions, 57 games, 24 years old. Played Rel, Nautilus, Leona the most, 53% of his champion pool. The coach is Ayoshi. Ayoshi has been a coach of Ints for what, 3-4 years now, and the win loss is indicative of that. 50 and 79 in the regular season for a 39% win rate, but 10 and 10 in the playoffs. So when he gets there, he's competitive, 50% win rate. But Ints were not that great over the last 3-4 years. This is a really interesting decision by Loud to pick him as the coach. It's certainly a thing. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.